Rain hammered against Danny's jacket as he cut through the woods. The 12-year-old knew this path by heart, even in the dark. School had run late because of some stupid assembly, and now the storm was getting worse. Thunder rolled overhead, making the trees shake. He should have taken the long way around on the road, but that would add 20 minutes. His mom would be leaving for her night shift soon, and he wanted to see her before she left. These days, he barely saw her at all. A flash of light cut through the trees ahead. Not lightning. This was green and steady, pulsing like a heartbeat. Danny stopped walking. His sneakers squished in the mud as he turned toward the strange glow. Another crash, this time not thunder. Metal shrieking. Something big hitting the ground hard. Danny's heart pounded. He should run home. Tell someone. Get help. But his feet carried him forward instead, toward the light and the noise. Curiosity won over common sense, like it always did. The old quarry opened up before him, and Danny froze. The crater smoked in the center of the clearing, maybe 30 feet wide. Twisted metal jutted out at odd angles, still glowing with that eerie green light. Pieces of something that definitely wasn't from Earth scattered everywhere. The rain hissed when it hit the hot debris. Danny crept closer, his breath coming fast. This was real. This was actually real. Something had crashed here, something from space, and he was the only one who knew. Then he heard it. A sound like wind chimes, but sad. Crying, he scrambled over the lip of the crater, sliding down in the mud. The crying got louder. Underneath a sheet of twisted metal, something moved. Danny dropped to his knees and peered underneath. His phone's flashlight lit up a small face with huge golden eyes. The creature was tiny, maybe the size of a 4-year-old human child. Purple skin shimmered even in the dim light. For arms, 2 on each side, pressed against the metal that pinned her down. Because it was definitely a her, somehow Danny just knew. She looked at him with those enormous eyes and made that chiming sound again. Pain, fear, crying for help in a language Danny couldn't understand, but felt in his chest. "Hey," Danny whispered. "Hey, it's okay. I'm going to help you." The alien child went very still. One of her small hands reached toward him, fingers trembling. Danny looked at the debris pinning her down. A thick sheet of hull plating, or whatever aliens called it, pressed across her legs. He could see one leg bent wrong, definitely broken. Dark liquid, probably blood, seeped from a gash in her side. He should get help. Call 911. Tell his parents. But Danny thought about what would happen then. Military people, scientists. They'd take her away, lock her up, do experiments. He'd seen enough movies to know how that went. The little alien made that crying sound again, softer now, begging. "Okay," Danny said. "Okay, I've got you." He found a thick branch nearby and wedged it under the metal sheet. Using it like a lever, he pushed down with all his weight. His arms shook. The metal groaned, but started to lift. "Come on," he grunted. "Come on." The metal rose another inch. The alien child understood. She pulled herself forward with her 4 arms, dragging her broken leg. Danny's muscles screamed, but he held the lever steady. She cleared the debris and collapsed in the mud. Danny let the metal drop with a crash. The alien child lay there, breathing hard. Her chest moved too fast, like a bird's. Danny pulled off his jacket, already soaked through, and wrapped it around her small body. She was freezing cold, way colder than any human should be. "I know a place," Danny said, scooping her up. She weighed almost nothing. "It's not far. You'll be safe there." She looked up at him with those golden eyes and wrapped all 4 of her hands around his arm. Trusting him. A complete stranger from another world, and she was trusting him with her life. Danny ran through the rain, holding the alien child close to his chest. The old maintenance shed sat at the edge of the quarry, abandoned for years. Nobody came here anymore. It would work. He kicked the door open and laid her down on some old tarps in the corner. His phone's flashlight showed the damage clearly now. The broken leg, the deep cut, bruises covering her purple skin. "Okay," Danny said, try to remember what his mom had taught him about first aid. "Okay, I can do this." He tore strips from his shirt, the fabric ripping easily. The alien child watched him with those huge eyes as he wrapped her wound tight. She flinched but didn't pull away. The cut stopped bleeding as much, which had to be good. Her leg was worse. Danny knew he couldn't set it properly, not without help. But he found 2 straight pieces of wood and used more cloth strips to make a splint. The alien child made soft chiming sounds the whole time, not crying anymore. Almost like she was trying to comfort him. "You're being really brave," Danny told her. "Braver than I would be." When he finished, she reached up and touched his face with one small hand. Her skin felt smooth and cool like river stones. She made a different sound, musical and gentle. Danny didn't know what it meant, but it felt like thank you. "I'll come back tomorrow," Danny promised. "I'll bring food and water. Real bandages. I'll figure this out." She tilted her head, those golden eyes never leaving his face. Danny ran home through the storm, leaving the alien child hidden in the dark. His mind raced with 1,000 questions. Where did she come from? How did she crash? Was anyone looking for her? But one thing he knew for sure. He just made a choice that would change everything. He'd found a broken alien child in the rain and decided to save her. He had no idea she was a princess. No idea her people ruled 100 worlds. No idea that lifting her free from that wreckage had just bound his fate to the stars. All he knew was that someone needed help, and he couldn't walk away. Sometimes, that's all that matters. Dawn light barely touched the sky when Danny crept out of his house. He'd stuffed his backpack with everything he could find: bread, apples, a carton of milk, the first aid kit from under the bathroom sink, and a blanket from his closet. His hands shook as he closed the door behind him. His mom had come home from her shift around midnight, too tired to notice his muddy clothes or the missing shirt. His dad never noticed anything anymore, too busy with his bottles. The walk to the quarry felt longer in daylight. Danny kept looking over his shoulder, expecting someone to stop him, to ask questions. But the streets were empty. The maintenance shed looked worse than he remembered. Rust covered everything. Holes in the roof let in thin streams of morning light. Danny pushed the door open slowly. The alien child sat in the corner exactly where he'd left her, wrapped in his jacket. Those golden eyes locked onto him the moment he entered. Her skin patterns shifted from dark purple to a lighter shade, almost lavender. "Hey," Danny said softly. "I brought breakfast." He knelt beside her and unpacked his bag. The bread came out first, but when he offered it to her, she just stared at it. She touched it with one small hand, sniffed it, then looked back at him with confusion. "Right," Danny muttered. "Different species, different food." He tried the apple next. The alien child took it carefully, examining it from every angle with all 4 hands. Then she bit into it, and her eyes went wide. That musical sound came from her throat, higher and happier than before. She ate the whole thing in seconds, even the core. "Okay, so fruit works," Danny said, smiling for the first time since yesterday. "Good to know." He poured milk into a plastic cup. She drank it down fast, then held the cup out for more. Danny laughed and refilled it. This tiny alien kid had an appetite. While she ate, Danny checked her injuries. The wound on her side looked better, not as red around the edges. Her leg, though, that worried him. It still sat at a bad angle despite the splint. But when he touched it gently, testing for heat or swelling, something incredible happened. The alien child placed all 4 of her hands on the leg and closed her eyes. Her skin began to glow, patterns flowing across her body like liquid light. Danny jerked back, startled, but she kept her hands steady, and the glow got brighter. He could feel warmth coming off her now, like standing near a campfire. After a full minute, the glow faded. The alien child opened her eyes and moved her leg. It still wasn't perfect, but it bent more naturally than before. She'd healed herself, at least partially. "That's amazing," Danny whispered. She looked at him and tilted her head. Then she reached out and touched his arm, making that gentle musical sound again. Danny got the feeling she was trying to talk to him. "I wish I understood you," he said. Over the next hour, they worked out a basic system. Danny would point at things and say the word. The alien child would repeat it in her chiming voice. The sound's not quite right, but close enough. After a while, she pointed at herself and made a specific pattern of sounds. "Is it your name?" Danny asked. She repeated it, then pointed at him with all 4 hands. "Danny," he said, tapping his chest. I'm Danny. She tried it, the word coming out like music. Donne. He grinned. Close enough. Danny visited every day after that. Before school, after school, sometimes late at night when he couldn't sleep. He brought different foods to test what she could eat. Turned out she loved sweet things, fruit, honey, even sugar straight from the packet. She wouldn't touch meat or anything salty. Her leg healed faster than should have been possible. Within a week, she was putting weight on it. Within 2 weeks, she could walk around the shed, exploring everything with curious hands. She was smart too. Scary smart. Danny brought her a notepad and pen, and she filled pages with drawings. Stars and patterns he didn't recognize. Buildings that looked like they grew instead of being built. Creatures of all shapes and sizes. Point one drawing showed a small figure surrounded by hundreds of larger ones, all bowing. Danny pointed at the small figure. Is this you? She looked at the drawing for a long time, then nodded slowly. Her skin flashed patterns that felt sad somehow. You miss home, Danny said. It wasn't a question. She touched his face with one hand, then placed that same hand over her own heart. The meaning was clear. Yes, she missed home, but she was grateful he was here. Danny started calling her Luna because her skin glowed in the dark like moonlight. She seemed to like it, repeating the name to herself when she thought he wasn't listening. 3 weeks after the crash, Danny brought her a book about space. Luna's eyes went wide as she flipped through the pages. She stopped on a picture of Earth from orbit and pressed her hand against it. Then she looked at Danny and pointed up. That's where we are, Danny explained. Earth, my home. Luna studied the picture, then drew in her notepad. She showed him a different planet, purple and beautiful, with 3 moons. She pointed at it, then at herself. That's your home, Danny said. She nodded, and her skin flickered with those sad patterns again. Hey, Danny said, taking her small hands in his. We'll figure this out. I promise. But even as he said it, he wondered how. He was just a kid. What could he possibly do to get her home? That night, everything changed. Danny was leaving the shed when he heard it. Helicopter blades cutting through the air. Searchlights sweeping the forest. He dropped flat behind a tree and watched as military vehicles rolled down the old quarry road. They knew. Someone had found the crash site. Someone was looking for Luna. Danny crawled back to the shed and found Luna already awake, her skin flashing red patterns. She could hear them too. We have to go, Danny whispered. Right now. He grabbed his backpack and helped Luna to her feet. Her leg was healed enough to run, barely. They slipped out the back of the shed just as searchlights hit the front. Danny led her deeper into the woods, toward the old cave system his grandfather had shown him years ago. Behind them, voices shouted and engines roared. Luna stumbled, and Danny caught her. She was light enough that he could carry her, so he did. Her 4 arms wrapped around his neck, holding tight. I won't let them take you, Danny promised. They reached the caves as the first soldiers entered the woods. Danny pulled Luna into the darkness, and she lit their way with her glowing skin. In the deepest chamber, they huddled together and waited. Outside, the hunters closed in. The cave smelled like wet stone and earth. Danny sat with his back against the cold wall, Luna curled up beside him. Her glow had dimmed to almost nothing, just enough light to see by. Outside, boots crunched through the forest. Radios crackled. Searchlights swept past the cave entrance. Luna's 4 hands gripped Danny's arm tight. Her skin kept flashing red patterns, faster when the sounds got close. Danny understood. She was scared. Shoo, he whispered. They won't find us here. I promise. He brought her as deep into the cave system as he dared. His grandfather had explored these caves for years before he died, mapping out the tunnels. Danny still had the old map folded in his wallet. As long as they stayed quiet, they'd be safe. A helicopter passed overhead, so loud it made dust fall from the ceiling. Luna buried her face against Danny's shoulder, shaking. I know, Danny said softly. I'm scared too. They sat like that for hours. Danny shared the last of his food with Luna, watching her nibble on an apple in the dim light. She ate slowly now, not hungry, just needing something to do with her hands. When the sounds outside finally faded, Luna pulled out her notepad. Even in the near darkness, Her hands moved across the page. Danny watched her draw, fascinated by how quick and precise she was. She showed him the finished picture. It was him, carrying her through the rain that first night. The detail was incredible. She'd captured the fear on his face, the determination, the way he held her close. "You remember everything, don't you?" Danny asked. Luna nodded and started another drawing. This one showed the crash, her small pod breaking apart, the terror of falling, the pain of being trapped. Then Danny appeared in the drawing, lifting the debris. In Luna's picture, he looked like a hero, tall and strong. Nothing like the skinny 12-year-old he actually was. "I'm not brave," Danny said. "I was just doing what anyone would do." Luna shook her head firmly. She pointed at the drawing, then at him. Her meaning was clear. To her, he was exactly that brave. Danny felt his throat get tight. Nobody had ever looked at him like that before. Like he mattered. Like he was important. "Your family must be looking for you," he said, changing the subject. "They're probably worried sick." Luna's skin patterns shifted to that sad color again. She drew more, faster now. Pictures of tall aliens with her same features, wearing elaborate robes. Grand buildings, ceremonies with thousands watching. She drew herself standing in the center of it all, tiny compared to everyone else. "You're important there," Danny said, understanding. "Really important." Luna nodded. Then she drew something that made Danny's stomach drop. A small pod, Luna inside taking off alone. The other aliens watching from below, not following. "They let you go by yourself?" Danny asked. "Why would they do that?" Luna couldn't explain with drawings or words. But her expression said enough. This was supposed to happen. Whatever test or journey she was on, she was meant to be alone, until she crashed. Until a human boy found her broken in the rain. Danny was about to ask more when Luna suddenly went rigid. Her skin flashed bright white, then deep purple. She pointed at the cave entrance with all four hands. "What is it?" Danny whispered. Then he heard it too. Not helicopters or soldiers. Something else. A deep humming that made his teeth vibrate. The air itself seemed to pulse. Luna scrambled to the cave entrance, pulling Danny with her. He tried to hold her back, keep her hidden, but she was surprisingly strong when she wanted to be. They looked out into the pre-dawn sky and saw something impossible, that a ship hung in the air above the forest. Massive beyond belief, shaped like a teardrop made of light and metal. It glowed with the same colors as Luna's skin, patterns flowing across its surface. "They came for you," Danny breathed. Luna's skin lit up brighter than he'd ever seen. Her whole body pulsed with patterns, complex and beautiful. She was signaling them, calling out. But then other sounds cut through the humming. Jet engines, military aircraft screaming toward the alien ship. The sky filled with human fighters, circling the massive vessel like angry wasps. That Luna's patterns stuttered, flickered. She looked at Danny with fear in her golden eyes. "They're going to fight," Danny said, his heart sinking. "The military won't just let your people land." As if to prove him right, spotlights from below swept the forest. Trucks roared up the old roads. Soldiers poured out, setting up weapons aimed at the sky. Both sides were preparing for war, and Luna was caught in the middle. She grabbed Danny's hand and pulled him back into the cave. Her skin was going crazy now, patterns flashing so fast Danny couldn't follow them. She seemed to be having a conversation with herself, or maybe with the ship overhead. Then she made a decision. Luna took Danny's face in all four of her hands and looked him straight in the eyes. She made a long, complicated series of musical sounds. Danny didn't understand the words, but he felt their meaning deep in his chest. "Thank you. Goodbye. I am sorry." "No," Danny said. "No, we can figure this out. We can talk to them, explain, make them understand." But Luna was already moving toward the cave entrance. She was going to give herself up, walk out there where both sides could see her. End this before someone got hurt. Danny couldn't let that happen. If she walked out there alone, the military would grab her, lock her away, dissect her probably. No matter what her people did, he made his own decision in a heartbeat. Danny stepped in front of Luna and started walking toward the cave entrance. She tried to pull him back, making worried chiming sounds, but he kept going. "If you're going out there," Danny said, "then so am I." He emerged from the cave into the gray morning light. The alien ship dominated the sky overhead, beautiful and terrifying. Military forces surrounded the clearing, weapons ready. And Danny stood in the middle with Luna in his arms. Everyone saw them at once. The soldiers started shouting. Weapons swung toward Danny. Officers screamed orders into radios. But Danny kept walking, holding Luna close. Then something incredible happened. Figures descended from the alien ship. Tall and graceful, they touched down in the clearing without making a sound. 7 feet tall with the same purple skin as Luna, the same forearms. But where Luna was small and childlike, these beings moved with power and purpose. The lead alien saw Luna and stopped dead. Every one of them froze, their skin erupting in patterns so bright it hurt to look at. Then, as one, they all dropped to their knees, not a surrender. Something else. Something that looked like worship. Luna made a small sound in Danny's arms. Her skin pulsed once, twice, a pattern of command or acknowledgement. The soldiers were yelling now, ordering Danny to put the alien down, to step away. But the lead alien raised one hand, and Danny felt something change in the air. A pressure. A warning. The alien skin flashed red patterns. Defensive. Protective. Danny was standing in no man's land, holding an alien child, while 2 armies faced each other across a forest clearing. And somehow, he had to find a way to make everyone stand down before this turned into a bloodbath. Danny's legs shook, but he forced himself to stand still. Soldiers surrounded him on one side, weapons pointed at his chest. The tall aliens faced him from the other, their skin glowing with warning patterns. Luna clung to him with all 4 hands, her small body trembling that a military commander pushed forward, weapon raised. "Son, you need to put that thing down and step back. Right now." "She's not a thing," Danny said, his voice cracking. "Her name is Luna. She's just a kid. That's an alien life form and a matter of national security. You're in serious trouble here, boy." The lead alien took a step forward. The commander swung his weapon toward the alien, and every soldier tensed. Danny could feel how close this was to exploding into violence. "Stop," Danny shouted. "Everyone just stop." Luna made a musical sound, and the lead alien froze. The creature's golden eyes fixed on Danny with an intensity that made his skin prickle. Then the alien did something unexpected that IT reached up to its throat and pressed something there. A device, small and silver. When the alien spoke, the words came out wrong at first, garbled and mechanical. Then they shifted, became clearer. "You are the human child who saved her." The voice was deep and echoed strangely, like it came from underwater. Danny nodded, not trusting his voice. The alien skin shifted through a rainbow of patterns. "We searched many days. We scanned this entire region. How did you hide our princess from us?" "Princess." The word hit Danny like a punch. He looked down at Luna, who wouldn't meet his eyes. "I didn't know," Danny said. "I just knew she was hurt and scared." The other aliens made sounds among themselves, their skin flashing rapidly. The lead alien held up one hand, and they went silent. "You did not know her station, her importance. Yet you risked yourself to save her." "She needed help," Danny said simply. "That's all that mattered." The lead alien stared at him for a long moment. Then it turned to the military commander. "This child has done what your entire species could not. He showed our princess kindness when she had nothing. He protected her with his life." "That's great," the commander said, his weapon still up. "But this is Earth, our planet. You don't get to land here and take what you want. We want only our princess. Nothing more. Your world holds no interest for us. You expect me to believe that? You got a warship hovering over my country." The alien skin flashed red. "This is a rescue vessel, not a warship. We came in peace. You responded with weapons." The commander laughed, harsh and cold. "Right? Peace. That's why you've been hiding up there in the sky, watching us." Danny felt Luna's hands tighten on his arm. She was making soft, worried sounds, looking between the 2 groups. This was getting worse, not better. "Please," Danny said. "Can everyone just calm down?" The lead alien looked at him again, and Danny saw something in those golden eyes. Respect, maybe. Or curiosity. The alien knelt down, bringing its face level with Danny's. Small human. You carry our princess. You speak for her now. Danny swallowed hard. I speak for not getting anyone killed over a misunderstanding. The alien skin rippled with colors Danny had never seen on Luna. After a moment, it made a sound that might have been a laugh. You are brave. Foolish, but brave. The alien raised one hand, and light shimmered above its palm. A hologram appeared, floating in the air. Images flowed past. A beautiful purple planet with 3 moons. Cities that looked grown instead of built. Aliens of Luna's kind, thousands of them, all looking up at the sky. Then Luna herself, wearing elaborate robes, surrounded by crowds. Our princess, the alien explained. Heir to 100 worlds. The only child of our queen. She was on her proving journey when her pod malfunctioned. The commander lowered his weapon slightly. Proving journey? A tradition. Our royalty must travel alone, survive alone, learn to lead without the protection of their station. The alien's skin darkened. The pod should not have failed. Someone will answer for this. Danny watched the hologram shift, showing Luna's crash. The pod breaking apart. Her lying trapped under debris. Then the image changed, showing Danny pulling her free, carrying her through the rain. We found this in the wreckage, the alien said. The pod recorded everything. We saw you save her life. We saw your kindness. The hologram disappeared, and the alien stood. It looked at the commander with those intense golden eyes. You fear us. This is understandable. You are young as a species, not ready for the greater universe. The alien gestured at Luna. But this child showed us something we did not expect to find here. Compassion that asks for nothing in return. That's very touching, the commander said. But it doesn't change the situation. You're still in our airspace without permission. Luna suddenly squirmed in Danny's arms. She climbed down and stood between him and the soldiers, her small body radiating light. Her skin pulsed with patterns, complex and commanding. The lead alien's eyes went wide. It dropped to its knees again, as did all the others. She has spoken, the alien said, awe in its voice. She claims the human child as family. Blood bonded. Sacred. The commander looked confused. What does that mean? It means, the alien said slowly, that in our culture, this bond is eternal. Danny has become her brother in all ways that matter. She has marked him as worthy. Danny felt Luna's hand slip into his. He looked down at her, and she looked up at him with those huge golden eyes. Trusting. Loving. I don't understand, Danny said. She has chosen you to stand beside her, to be part of her family. This is a great honor, but also a great burden. The alien focused on Danny. It means you must come with us. She will not leave you behind. The clearing erupted into chaos. The commander shouted protests. Soldiers moved forward. The alien skin flashed red warnings. Luna's grip on Danny's hand tightened. Danny looked at the massive ship overhead, then at the soldiers with their weapons, then down at Luna, who gazed up at him with hope and fear mixed together. Leave Earth. Leave his whole life behind. Go into space with aliens he'd just met. It was insane. Impossible. His mom would never allow it. The military would never let him go. But as he looked at Luna, at this small alien girl who'd survived a crash, a broken leg, weeks of hiding and fear, all because she trusted him, Danny knew the truth. He'd already made his choice weeks ago when he pulled her from the wreckage. I'll go, Danny said quietly. The commander started yelling. The alien skin lit up with triumph, and Luna wrapped all 4 of her arms around Danny's waist, holding him like she'd never let go. The commander grabbed for Danny's arm, but the lead alien moved faster. It stepped between them, and the air crackled with energy. Every alien skin flashed bright red, a warning that needed no translation. You cannot take him, the alien said through its translator. The princess has claimed him. This is sacred law among our people. I don't care about your laws, the commander shot back. He's an American citizen, a minor. You're not taking a child into space. Danny felt like he was watching a car crash in slow motion. Everyone was talking about him like he wasn't even there, deciding his future without asking what he wanted. Stop, Danny said. Nobody heard him. The aliens formed a protective circle. The soldiers raised their weapons. Luna pressed against Danny's side, her skin pulsing with distress. "Stop!" Danny shouted. Everyone froze. The boy's voice cut through the tension like a knife. "I'm right here," Danny said, anger replacing his fear. "Stop talking about me, like I'm some object you're fighting over." The commander's face softened slightly. "Son, you don't understand what you're agreeing to. These are aliens. We don't know anything about them. Where they'll take you, what they'll do to you. I know they came looking for Luna," Danny said. "I know they could have attacked or invaded or whatever, but instead they just want their kid back. That seems pretty reasonable to me. You're 12 years old. You can't make this decision." Danny laughed, the sound bitter. "I've been making my own decisions for years. Nobody cared about those." The words came out harsher than he meant, but they were true. His mom worked so much she barely knew what grade he was in. His dad only noticed him when he was drunk and angry. Danny had been raising himself for a long time. "Your parents," the commander started. "My mom won't even notice I'm gone for a week. She's always working. And my dad." Danny shook his head. "He stopped being a parent a long time ago." The lead alien tilted its head, studying Danny with those golden eyes. "You are alone, small human, even among your own kind." "Yeah," Danny said quietly. "I guess I am." Luna made a soft sound and hugged him tighter. Her warmth soaked through his shirt. With her, he'd never felt alone. Not once in the past 3 weeks. "If I stay here, what happens to Luna?" Danny asked. The lead alien's skin shifted through thoughtful colors. "She returns home, resumes her duties, prepares to one day rule. Will she be okay? She will have everything she needs. Tutors, guards, servants. The finest care in 100 worlds. But will she be okay?" Danny pressed. After everything that happened, the crash, being alone and hurt, will anyone actually care about that? The alien was silent for a long moment. Its skin flickered uncertainly. "Our princess must be strong," it finally said. "Weakness is not tolerated in those who would rule." "She's not weak," Danny said fiercely. "She survived a crash that should have killed her. She stayed calm when I found her. She healed herself. She's the strongest person I know." Luna looked up at him, her golden eyes shining. "But she's also just a kid," Danny continued. "She gets scared. She has nightmares. She needs someone who actually cares about her, not about what she represents." The alien skin pattern slowed, deepened. "You care about her." "Of course I do. She's my friend. She's a princess. You are a child from a primitive world. There can be no friendship between such different stations." "Then your culture is stupid," Danny said bluntly. The soldiers gasped. Even the aliens made surprise sounds. But Danny didn't back down. "Luna chose me as family. You said it yourself. That's sacred to your people. So either that means something, or it doesn't. You can't have it both ways." The lead alien stared at him. Then, slowly, its skin shifted to a color Danny had never seen before. Bright gold flowing in gentle waves. "You're correct, human child. She has chosen, and we must honor that choice." The alien turned to the other members of its kind. "The princess has invoked the old law. The human comes with us." The commander stepped forward. "Now hold on, I will make this simple for you," the alien interrupted. "You may allow the boy to come willingly, or you may try to stop us. If you choose the second path, we will defend the princess and her chosen family. Your weapons cannot harm our ship. Your military cannot reach us. You will lose many lives for nothing." The commander's jaw clenched. "You're threatening us." "I am stating facts. We want no conflict. We want only our princess, safe and whole." The boy has become part of that equation. Danny looked at the commander. The man seemed older now, tired, the weight of impossible decisions showing on his face. "There has to be a middle ground," the commander said. "Some kind of compromise." The lead alien considered this. "What do you propose?" "Let's verify the kid actually wants this. Let him contact his family. Give us proof that he'll be safe up there, that you'll bring him back if he wants to come home. We can provide proof of safety," the alien said. "But understand this. If the boy comes with us, he becomes part of our world. He will learn our ways, study under our teachers, stand beside our princess. This is not a temporary arrangement. So he be gone. Forever." The commander looked at Danny. Kid, you understand what that means? No more Earth. No more home. Everything you know gone. Danny thought about his empty house, his absent mom, his drunk dad, the kids at school who barely knew his name. He thought about going back to that life, to being alone and invisible. Then he thought about Luna, about her trust, her kindness, the way she looked at him like he mattered, about seeing new worlds, learning impossible things, being part of something bigger than himself. I understand, Danny said, and I still want to go. The commander closed his eyes. When he opened them again, they were resigned. Then I guess we don't have a choice. The lead alien's skin rippled with satisfaction. The boy may contact his mother. We will wait. They brought Danny a phone. His hands shook as he dialed the number. His mom answered on the fourth ring, sounding exhausted. Mom, Danny said, I need to tell you something, and you're not going to believe it. Danny stood in a room that shouldn't exist. The walls shifted colors like living things. The floor felt solid but looked like walking on clouds. Through the massive window, Earth hung in the darkness of space, getting smaller by the minute. He'd said goodbye to his mom 3 hours ago. She'd cried, held him tight, made him promise to be safe. The aliens had given her something, a device that would let them communicate across the stars. They'd also deposited enough money in her account that she'd never have to work double shifts again. A gift, they said, for raising the human who saved their princess. His dad hadn't even been there. Probably passed out somewhere. Danny tried not to care. Luna tugged on his hand, pulling him away from the window. She wanted to show him everything at once, her 4 hands gesturing wildly as she led him through corridors of light and metal. Other aliens stopped to stare as they passed. Danny heard their musical voices, saw their skin flash with surprise and curiosity. A human on their ship. It must have been like bringing home a talking dog. Luna brought him to a massive chamber filled with beings like her. All tall, elegant, their skin glowing with complex patterns. They sat in a circle around a raised platform, and when Luna entered, they all stood. The lead alien from Earth was there, now wearing elaborate robes. It gestured for Danny to approach. This is the Council, it said through the translator at its throat. They oversee the well-being of our princess. They must approve her choice to bond with you. Danny's stomach twisted. Luna squeezed his hand. An ancient alien, its skin more gold than purple, stepped forward. When it spoke, even through the translator, its voice carried weight. Human child, you saved our princess when she was broken and alone. This is a debt we can never fully repay. But now she has bound you to her as family. Do you understand what this means? Not really, Danny admitted, but I know it's important to her. That's enough for me. The ancient alien's skin flickered thoughtfully. You will live among us. Learn our ways. Be educated as royalty is educated. One day, you may stand beside our princess as she rules. Are you prepared for this? Danny looked at Luna. She gazed up at him with those huge golden eyes, trusting and hopeful. I'm 12, Danny said. I'm not prepared for anything, but I'll try my best. Several of the council members made sounds that might have been laughter. The ancient alien skin shifted to a warm color. Honest. Refreshingly so. Very well. I would ask you one more question, human child. Why did you save her? You did not know she was a princess. You gained nothing from helping her. Why risk yourself? Danny thought about that night in the rain, finding Luna trapped and terrified. The choice he made in a split second. Because she needed help, Danny said simply. And I could help her. That's all. The council chamber went silent. Every alien stared at him. Their skin patterns froze, then began shifting through colors Danny had never seen before. The ancient alien approached Danny and placed one massive hand on his head. Its skin was warm and hummed with energy. In our empire, we value strength, power, knowing one's place in the order of things. We have conquered worlds, made alliances with hundreds of species, but never have we encountered a people who help for no reason other than kindness. The alien's voice grew softer. You have shown us something we had forgotten, small human. You have shown us grace. The alien removed its hand and stepped back. All the council members bowed their heads. The bond is recognized. Danny of Earth, You are family to our princess. Welcome to the Empire." Luna made a joyful sound and threw all four arms around Danny's waist. He hugged her back, overwhelmed by everything happening. Over the next few hours, Danny got a tour of his new life. They showed him quarters bigger than his entire house back home, gave him a device that would teach him their language while he slept, introduced him to tutors who would educate him in science, history, politics, and 100 other subjects that IT was too much to process. Danny's head spun with information overload. Finally, as night's cycle came to the ship, Luna led him to a garden. Yes, a garden growing inside a spaceship. Plants in shades of purple and blue reached toward artificial sunlight. Water babbled in streams that flowed upward as easily as down. They sat together on a bench made of living wood. Earth was just a bright star now through the transparent ceiling. "Are you scared?" Luna asked. Her translator device made her voice sound less musical, more human. But Danny could still hear the melody underneath. "Terrified," Danny admitted. "This is crazy. All of it. You can go back," Luna said quietly. "If you want. I would not force you to stay." Danny looked at her small face, at the worry in her golden eyes. This tiny alien princess who'd survived a crash, a broken leg, weeks of hiding, and through it all, trusted a human boy she'd never met before. "I'm not going back," Danny said. "We're family now, right? That's what you told them." Luna's skin lit up with happy patterns. "Family. Yes. Then family sticks together. Even when it's scary. Even when nothing makes sense." Danny smiled. "Besides, you think I'm going to miss seeing 100 different worlds? Meeting other aliens? Learning how to do that glowy thing with your skin?" Luna laughed, the sound like bells. She leaned against him, and Danny put his arm around her small shoulders. "Thank you," Luna whispered, "for finding me in the rain, for not walking away. Thank you for trusting me," Danny said, "for showing me there's more to life than just getting by." They sat in the garden as the ship jumped to faster-than-light travel. Stars stretched into lines outside the window. Earth disappeared behind them, and ahead lay everything else. The whole universe, waiting to be explored. Danny thought about the boy he'd been 3 weeks ago, walking home in a storm, head down, just trying to survive another day. He'd been so small then, so alone. Now he looked up at the stars rushing past and felt something he'd never felt before. Purpose, belonging, hope that a broken alien princess and a lonely human boy. Neither of them had been looking for family that night in the rain. But somehow, they found each other anyway, and that changed everything.